Today we're looking at whether you should buy an Apple Watch Ultra 2 right now. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Ronan and I make product and tech reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at whether or not now is the right time to buy an Apple Watch Ultra 2. And if you've been following my channel at all, you might know that I ordered the Apple Watch Ultra 2 when it launched last September, and I love this thing. Since I began using an Apple Watch, it has become one of my favorite pieces of tech, and my Apple Watch Ultra 2 is hands down the best Apple Watch I've ever used. So the first thing that I really like about my Apple Watch Ultra 2 is just how it looks. I think it is a beautiful watch. I love the natural titanium. It matches my wedding ring, which is also titanium. So yeah, I just think it really fits in with my aesthetic. I love this orange action button here. And I kind of like, when I saw images of it that leaked online before the original Apple Watch Ultra leaked, I didn't think it looked particularly good at all. But when I actually saw it for real for the first time, I thought this is an amazing looking watch. I just love how kind of like rugged and durable it looks. But as somebody who already had a fairly functional Apple Watch Series 6 before I got that, how it looked wasn't really enough of a justification for me to A, buy it, and B, to justify the higher price of the Apple Watch Ultra compared to the standard Apple Watch. So for me, the things that I love about this watch go beyond just how it looks. The first thing that's great about the Apple Watch Ultra is actually the modular Ultra watch face, which is exclusive to the Apple Watch Ultra line. And I have mine configured in such a way that I just get all of the information that I really need at a glance, and it's just really helpful for me, and I can see what the next thing in my calendar is, if I have anything in my calendar for that day. So those are all things that I find really useful to just have on my wrist at a glance. And then the next thing that's great about the Apple Watch Ultra 2 is that it has a screen brightness of 3000 nits. So what that means is the display is super bright. It's actually much brighter than my iPhone, and that means that if I'm outside on a sunny day and I just glance at my watch, it's super easy to see the screen and to read the display regardless of how bright it is. Also, because the Apple Watch Ultra is bigger than the standard Apple Watch sizes, that bigger display just means that I tend to do more with my watch. I have a full keyboard on this watch that I can use and that I can type with, and I use that almost at least once a day. So yeah, it's something that I do all the time, and it just means that I rely on my watch much more since I've had the Apple Watch Ultra, and it means that I rely on my phone that little bit less. So that's something that I always think is a good thing. Another thing that I love about the Apple Watch Ultra is that it's incredibly durable. Now, when Apple originally launched the Apple Watch Ultra, like, they launched it as a rugged watch and something that could take more of a beating than standard Apple Watches and that kind of a thing. And it definitely lives up to that in my experience. Like, I've had this thing for almost a year now, and like, I'm pretty sure there are no visible marks or scratches on either the watch casing or my screen. I can't say that I've ever had that experience with an Apple Watch before. In fact, I mangled the screen on my old Apple Watch Series 6 in a swimming pool one time, whereas I haven't done anything that has left a mark or a scratch on this watch. And like, I've smacked it off walls and door frames and stuff like that, and I've definitely done things that I would have expected would have left a mark. Every time I think I see a scratch, I wipe it and it's just a piece of dust that just goes away. So yeah, there doesn't appear to be any visible damage to my Apple Watch Ultra, and I don't think I've ever had a watch that's been so durable before. And another thing that I just really love about my Apple Watch Ultra is the battery life. So Apple advertised this as having a 36-hour battery life without using things like low power mode and that kind of a thing. And I actually don't think I've ever turned low power mode on with this watch. And I usually get about 2.5 to 3 days out of this. I sleep with this on kind of pretty much every night. At the very least, I'm getting the advertised battery life out of it, and in many cases I've actually gotten more than what Apple advertised, and that's without using the low power mode. So those are just some of the reasons why I love my Apple Watch Ultra 2 and why I think it's absolutely worth having an Apple Watch Ultra. But the question is, should you buy one right now? So the first thing to say here is that the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is just around the corner. Apple usually launch their new Apple Watch line with the iPhone lineup, and that generally happens in September. It's usually towards the end of September. So like we would expect that there will be an Apple Watch Ultra 3 coming very, very soon. So if you're in the market for an Apple Watch Ultra 2, maybe you wanna hold off and wait till the Apple Watch Ultra 3 comes out in case there's some kind of like big new feature that you're like, that's a deal breaker. I really wish I had that. And maybe now isn't the best time to buy the Apple Watch Ultra 2 because of that. Nobody knows what the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is going to have or what it's going to be like compared to the Apple Watch Ultra 2, except for people inside Apple. But that's not to say that there haven't been leaks and that there haven't been some rumors. So I just kind of want to go through some of what's been rumored to come with the new Apple Watch Ultra 3. So according to those rumors, there aren't likely to be many changes or differences between the Apple Watch Ultra 2 and Apple Watch Ultra 3. We're expecting that it's gonna have pretty much the same form factor. And in terms of hardware, we're not really expecting that there'll be anything new. Like you can be guaranteed that it will get a processor bump to keep it in line with the standard Apple Watch Series 10, which is gonna get a processor bump because like Apple just, that's something that they do with every new generation of Apple Watch. There also may be a darker titanium variant because that was heavily rumored to launch with the Apple Watch Ultra 2 and it never came. Apple Watch Ultra 2 only came in one color, same as the original Apple Watch Ultra. So maybe that darker titanium variant will come this year, but again, maybe it won't. We won't know until September. And while the rumors are suggesting that the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is going to keep the same form factor as the Ultra 2, there are some rumors that it's going to increase the screen size by up to 10%. Now, again, I don't know how Apple keep this form factor and make the screen bigger without making the whole watch bigger. So that's something that may well be on the horizon. And the rumors about them making the watch bigger is interesting. A lot of people feel already that this watch is very big and in some cases too big. I'm not one of them. I actually really like the size of this watch. I wouldn't hate it if it was bigger. The reason why people think that Apple might actually increase the size of the Apple Watch Ultra is because it looks like for the first time in a very long time, Apple are gonna really redesign the standard Apple Watch. And in this sort of leaked redesign, it looks like they're going to change how the watch bands attach to the watch on the standard Apple Watch. And that will mean that Apple can make the screens much bigger on those watches. And it's rumored that actually the larger standard Apple Watch size will come with a 49mm screen, which is what the Apple Watch Ultra has. So in order for Apple to kind of maintain the premium tier for the Apple Watch Ultra, they kind of need to potentially make it bigger as well. So that's why there's talk that the Apple Watch Ultra might actually get bigger. And if Apple do increase the size of the screen on the standard Apple Watch, that 100% makes sense to me. And I do think they will do it for that reason, if that's what happens. But as I say, again, these are all rumors. We're not gonna know until September whether they change the design of the watch at all. So for me right now, I wouldn't recommend that somebody rush out and buy an Apple Watch Ultra. I think if you can wait for a couple of months, I would definitely do it. If you were to wait until the Apple Watch Ultra 3 launches and you're kind of like, well, there's nothing on the Apple Watch Ultra 3 that I really want that I wouldn't have been happy with on the Apple Watch Ultra 2. If you wait until after the new watch comes out, usually you can get the last generation Apple Watch on places like Amazon and that at a heavily discounted price. These watches are expensive. Currently, this watch costs €899 on the Apple website. So if you wait just a couple of weeks, you might be able to get this very same watch for a few €100 less. And for me, I think that is reason enough to wait. So while I would absolutely recommend that somebody would buy an Apple Watch Ultra 2, and I would highly recommend any Apple Watch Ultra series to somebody who's interested in it, I would say don't buy it right now. Just wait a few more weeks, wait until the new one comes out, and then decide which model you want to go for. So that is all I have to say in this video. So I'm going to leave it here. I hope you've liked it. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.